show you how to make this really cute little snowman eyeglasses holder. See, his little earmuffs hold the eyeglasses up. All of this is made with Dollar Tree items, as everything else surrounding him. I'm still pretty sick while I'm making this video, and I'm going to do the best I can, so please just bear with me. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to put them together. Alrighty, I'm going to apologize in advance for this video because I am still sick, as you can probably hear in my voice, and I'm still sniffling, but I know lots of people are looking forward to me putting out new videos, so I'm trying my best today, so just bear with me. What you're going to need for this craft is one of these small glass bowls from the Dollar Tree. I got this one in the candle section. If you can't find them in the candle section, look over with the vases and things. Sometimes my store has them crammed into the corner near the vases. You're also going to need a little hat ornament to go on top. My Dollar Tree does carry tons of hat ornaments, but they're out right now, of course. I found this one at Walmart. I think it was $1.97, somewhere in there. You're also going to need something to paint his eyes and mouth on with. You can use fabric paint, acrylic paint, Sharpies, whatever you want to use. I'm going to use this black glitter glue that I got from Walmart. You're also going to need some white acrylic paint. You're going to need some Mod Podge. I make my own Mod Podge. If you want to make your own, I'll put a link to that video in the description box down below. And let me tell you a little secret when you're using Mod Podge or any type of adhesive. When you are done, if you'll take a bit of Vaseline or lip balm, whatever you have on hand that's slippery, and just rub it around the threads of the container before you put the lid back on, the lid will come right off the next time and you don't have to worry about it gluing itself to the bottle. You also need some glitter. I got this extra fine glitter from Walmart. My Dollar Tree carries it, but not in these big containers, and I need a lot of glitter. You need some whatever color felt that you want to use for his earmuffs, and some ribbon in the same color as the felt for the earmuffs. Okay, I believe that's all. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to pour some of my Mod Podge into the container, and I'm going to swirl it around. Like I said, I make my own, and I make it in huge batches. So I don't worry about wasting it because I'll just make more. I'm going to swirl it around just like this. Oh, I think I also forgot to say you're going to need a scrap piece of felt in orange to use for his nose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I forgot that. Now I'm just going to keep swirling this just like this. This is why I have a piece of cardstock down. You can lay down a piece of newspaper, you know, whatever you want, just to protect the surface that you're working on. Yeah, it's on me. It's on me. Okay. So now I'm just going to swirl it around just like this. See if you can stop dripping. See, I get it all over me. That's okay. As I've mentioned before, I'm a messy crafter, and it's alright. You know, I'm not on TV. I don't have a huge camera crew surrounding me. I don't have people to help me out here. It's just little old me. So, I don't care if I get messy or not. Alright, let's let that run. It is so hard for me to gauge how much Mod Podge to use on something, as you could probably tell. Okay, now I am going to move this piece. Oh, it's running. Okay, I'm going to set that over here and we'll throw that away here in a second. I'm going to dump in some glitter and just make sure that it is coated all the way on the inside. And yes, I see that I have Mod Podge on the outside here. It's okay because I'm just going to wipe it right off whenever I get done doing this glittery part. Glittery part. That's my favorite part. And then, I know you can't really see it from the outside right now, but once this dries, once the Mod Podge dries, you know, and it's clear, you'll be able to see the glitter on the outside here. So, I'm going to set this to the side, upside down of course, to let it dry. I'm going to clean up the outside, pour my glitter back into my container, and then once this is dry, I'll come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, this is dry for the most part here. You can see all that pretty shiny glitter in there. Oh, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this white acrylic paint from Walmart, and I'm just going to squirt a bunch of it down into the bottom. I like to let it kind of roll around a little bit on its own I think that gives, you know, pretty even coverage. And, you know, so that you don't waste a whole lot of paint. I try to let it run down to about halfway. I'll put in a little bit more. Run down to about halfway, and then I have one of these sponge brush applicator things that I will use to kind of sort of paint it around in there. I don't like dragging the paint across my Mod Podge. I don't know why. I just, I mean, I know that it's dry and everything. I just have this horror that, you know, my paint pulling all my Mod Podge and glitter off, but I just kind of swirl it around in there. If you really keep an eye on the paint that you use, you really shouldn't have too much left over, you know, like to pool up in the bottom of your glass bowl here, or to run out. I mean, I'll probably have a little bit, but... And I like to do 2 coats. Okay, so I'm going to paint this, the inside white here. Yep, I have a little bit left over. I'm going to turn it upside down and let it dry so that, you know, excess paint can run out and not pool up in the bottom. And I'll tell you a trick that I like to use when I'm letting the paint dry is I have like a cooling rack that you use for cookies. And I will put a piece of cardstock or newspaper or whatever under that cookie cooling rack. And then I'll take my item and turn it upside down. That way, you know, all the paint can run out. And it, I think it helps it to dry a little bit faster. That's just my opinion. But, alrighty, now I have the whole inside of this painted, and yeah, it's going to be a little splotchy because, you know, this is the first coat. But let that paint completely dry. Do another layer of this white paint. Let that dry. And then I will show you what to do next. Okay, my paint has dried, and I went ahead and stuck one of his little earmuff things on because I wanted you to sort of see, you know, what I'm going for here. Okay, so to make these little earmuffs, which is what is actually going to hold the glasses on, okay, so you want them to stick out a bit because this is what your glasses are going to rest on. I took some of my blue ribbon here and tried to determine, like on the sides of my glass bowl, what was about the dead center. And I'm going to call it, oops, I need another glue stick. Okay, I'm going to say right here. And I'm going to stick my ribbon right there. Don't worry that that little bit of glue is showing because we're going to cover that up here in a minute, okay? And then I'm going to need to trim this ribbon down a little bit. I just cut the ribbon so that I have enough just to tuck around the edge here, okay? So I'm going to put a little blob of glue. Sorry for the noise in the background. My heat just kicked on. It's actually cold here tonight. Okay, now I'm just going to tuck it down in there just like that. Okay, now let's let that glue set up. Now, for the color that I wanted my earmuffs, I took, this is another project I'm working on, by the way. I just took a can and set it down and traced around it, and I have cut out 2 circles here. Now we need to put these 2 circles together to make those little earmuffs. You can sew them together if you want to. I just don't feel like breaking out my sewing kit right now, and I do have my hot glue gun handy as always. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a little bit of glue around the edge here. Right around the edge. And you don't want to completely glue this shut, okay? You want to leave a little space, like right there, because you have to get some stuffing in there. And for your stuffing, you can use cotton balls. If you have pill bottles, like Tylenol bottles, and you save the cotton out of there, you can use that. You can use anything to stuff these. I always have a big bag of the polyester fiber fill laying around because I do make a lot of stuffed animals. So I always have that laying around. And I'm just going to use some of that. So you just want to kind of squish this together until the edges, see, I've got paint and glue all over my hands, but that's okay. I'm not going to wash it off because this is what a crafter's hands look like. We're not all neat and clean all the time. So that glue should be set up enough just for me to stuff it. And you don't have to stuff it really, really tightly. You just want just enough in there see here, just to, you know, give it some body. Of course, you know, because you're gluing a round object that is flat to an actual round object, so you know it's going to stick out a little bit anyway. So you don't have to put a whole lot of stuffing in here. I'm going to try just a little bit more. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to put just a little dab of glue here. And you see how this is buckling like this? Just pull your edges out like that and it'll flatten right out. Okay, now you need to hold this until your glue sets up. We'll wipe off this excess. Just hold it until your glue sets up. It'll take just a few seconds. Okay, there we go. That's kind of cute. And now we're going to attach this to this side right here. I'm just going to put a big old circle of my glue here. And I do use Gorilla Glue for just about everything that I do with glass, because I find that it sticks to glass really, really well. Now I'm just going to press it and hold it in place, just like this. You just want to hold it for a few seconds, just to really make sure that it's really stuck on there, okay? Because if you let it go, see, it might start coming back up. I think that's going to hold. So I'm going to set that over here. And now for its nose, just take a square of scrap felt. I'm using orange here. And just, however you can maneuver it, roll it into a cone. I have trouble rolling things into cones sometimes. Let's see, how can I do this? Like that? No. This is a part that I have problems with. Like that. There we go. Let's see. You just want to roll it into, well, a carrot shape, you know, and then just put a little bit of hot glue there to hold it down. If you wanted to, you could use like a red pom-pom to make him a little red nose, but I just wanted to make a carrot shape because I tried around with a few different things to him. I'm not liking that. Let's get another scrap of felt. I tried around with a few different things to see which shape was the best, and I found that this cone shape is actually the best, because like if the glasses, you know, should happen to slide down a little bit, it's going to be okay. They won't fall off, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's just let that glue sit just for just a second. That should be okay. Now I'm just going to trim off the extra here on this side. Whoopsie. Run a little bit of extra glue just to make sure it's all nice and stuck down. Oh gosh, really wish this cold would go away, y'all. It's just sticking around. I mean, it's not like a full-blown cold either, you know. It's like just when you get just the slightest little bit of sniffles, it just won't go away. So annoying. At least my throat's not hurting, so you know, I can talk somewhat normally. Okay, now let's see about how long we want this. You know, am I happy with that? Yeah. I might try one more piece of felt while that glue's setting up. Because it doesn't, I don't know. I might like this one better. We'll try both. Okay. Because it takes just a second for this glue to set up on this felt. So you want to really, really make sure that the glue has, you know, set up and done its thing before moving on. Okay. Let's see. I think that'll be okay. Let's just trim it up here and make this edge flat. And the nose does not have to be really, really long. I tried a couple different lengths. I have like 3 botched snowmen sitting over here. It looks like some kind of snowman emergency ward over here. I found that the length of the nose really doesn't matter as long as the glasses have something to rest on, because really the earmuffs are doing all the work here. That looks okay. Now just take a little bit of stuffing and cram it down in there. Okay, and I think the glue has set up enough. Yeah, so I can touch these. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to be hot gluing this to the glass. So another reason why I'm using Gorilla Glue, because it really sticks to glass pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I can't speak for other brands, but I know the Gorilla Glue works pretty well on glass. I'm just going to run. You can see a ring of the hot glue there. And with the seam side of the nose down, I'm just going to stick it on there and hold it. Okay, now any extra glue that's seeping out around the edges there, you can just scrape that off later on with a razor blade, you know. Just let that set up. Like I said, I've not had any problems with this falling off or coming off, you know, under the weight of the glasses. Once this glue sets up, it's pretty stable. It's pretty stable. So, all right. I'm going to clean up the edges of that here in a little bit. And now you can go ahead and paint the face on if you want to. I'm going to wait. And so now I'm going to put his little hat on. I like to get everything into place, you know, so that I can see whereabouts I want the face, you know. So I'm going to let this glue set up and trim it up. And then I'm going to get my black paint and we'll put his face on. Okay, I just had a sneezing fit. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. I see I have a little bare spot in there where some of my paint pulled away from the glass, but that's okay because I'm not going to be seeing the back of it. So it's all right. Okay, so now I think I'm going to, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and put his little eyes on. And what I did is I put some of my black paint into one of these little paper condiment cups that you can get at fast food restaurants. They seem to work pretty well. I'm also going to use this little round, I think they call it a spouncer. It's just going to help me to make a nice little round circle for his eyes. I was planning on using my black glitter glue, like I said earlier, but I really want this to dry a little bit more quickly than the glue would allow. So I think I'm just going to use some acrylic paint here. Any kind of acrylic paint. I got mine at Walmart, but any kind that you have would work fine. Ah, do you see this? It's sticking. Okay, let's see. Let's go. Such an odd angle. I hate trying to block y'all out with my hands here. I think I'll put another one right there. There we go. If you get any paint anywhere else, don't worry about it. Just go back and just scrape it off with a razor blade, or, you know, use your fingernail. A lot of times I just use my fingernail to chip off any excess paint that I may get on it with anything. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I might put a mouth on him. Let me grab a paintbrush over here. Might try to do a mouth. If I screw this mouth up, I'll just wipe it off here in a little bit. Ew, I don't like this brush. Oh well, that's what I got. Nope, 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 not liking this brush at all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going on very little rest here, but I've had a few people tell me that they're waiting on my next video, so let me make this. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we are. That's kind of cute, right? Yeah. I don't like it. I'll go back and fix it later. There we are. Okay. I might go back and add more to that here in a little bit. Yeah, I could touch up the inside of that paint, but well, like I said, nobody's going to see the backside, so. Alright, so now we can stick his little hat on. See about where it needs to go. Yeah, I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue right around the edges here. Try to not let it run down the front. You kind of want to work quickly so that it doesn't have time to, you know, set up. There we go. I'm just going to place his little hat right there. There we are. Okay. Now, let that sit. And he's pretty much done. Your little snowman with his little earmuffs. And then take the glasses. I am so sorry for that cut in video there. I did not realize that my phone was running out of space, but there he is. There's our little Snowman Eyeglasses Holder. I'm sorry that this video probably wasn't as good as my others, but I tried as much as I could while I'm ill. I do hope you enjoyed it though. If you would, please click the subscribe button. Follow me on my website and on Facebook. The links to both of those are in the description box down below. Hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.